Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be about how to cope with losing your job and other stresses that are going on right now with this pandemic situation that we are dealing with as a nationwide community. So I just want to start the video off by saying, before you click away, this is not going to be a depressing video. This is more going to be a motivational, encouraging video for some of you guys that may be going through something like what I'm going through right now, and basically just tips on how I'm trying to stay positive and how you can also. So let me get my tea ready. Get your tea, get your snacks. And to be raw and honest with you, even though I look like I'm really happy and positive, I am obviously, you know, struggling deep down a little bit with it, but this is why I'm trying to make a video like this, because I think it's so important when you're feeling like this to believe in yourself and not give up and get yourself into that depressive state, because we are human and we do have these feelings, and anxiety is a real thing. Let's just be real. Anxiety, depression, stress, it happens to the best of us. And, you know, we just have to be positive in times like this, encourage and uplift each other, especially people that are going through job losses or having family members that are sick with viruses, and not just the coronavirus, but obviously there's plenty of other diseases and sicknesses that I think the world kind of forgot about too, like cancer and, you know, tons of other things that people are sick with and are going through and are being hospitalized currently. So if you have family members that are in that kind of situation, then, you know, I completely understand. And my prayers go out to all the victims of the coronavirus, all the people that are sick with it, all the people who have died from it. My prayers go out to those families that are struggling and coping with this difficult time. So anyways, back to the topic of what this video really is about. I did get laid off by my company, as well as many other employees of our company. Basically, all of our part-time employees were laid off. Now, they sent out this message. Actually, we had a call-in meeting and we found out about it that way, but we also got an email as well from our corporate office. And to be honest with you, I almost was kind of expecting it, but I didn't expect it this quickly, because it had only been about a week after coronavirus really hit our community. And so I had a slight bad feeling about it. Like, I'm just like, you know, what if this affects my job? And I was a little nervous, and I was just like, you know, let me just be positive and whatever. So, excuse me. My mouth's a little dry, so I'm drinking my warm tea. But anyways, so it definitely was unexpected, and we got the call on Friday. And when we first got a group message from our boss, we were all like, she was like, we have an emergency meeting at 10, and we were all just like, wait a minute, like, what is this about? So then we started speculating things, obviously, as anybody would. And I immediately just kind of thought, it's either gonna be the fact that we are being laid off, or that school is about to open back up and we need to get ready for that. And obviously I was leaning more towards the first thought, although I didn't want to admit it. So she was just, she called us. First she said the emergency meeting was at 10, and then she ended up changing it to 12 and saying that her supervisor or somebody from the company was saying to hold off on the meeting. So they weren't quite ready to share with us what the, you know, emergency meeting was about yet. So everybody was just kind of talking in the group chat, you know, we're just trying to figure out what's going on. And then she came back and said, okay, never mind, our meeting will be at 10:30. So shortly before the meeting, I was obviously just freaking out, like just anxious. I wanted to know what was going on. Like, is this gonna be like a layoff kind of thing, or is it just gonna be something else? So I don't know why I didn't think of this in the beginning, but I was like, you know what? I should check my email and just see if anything came through. And sure enough, literally 3 minutes before the meeting started, it was like 10:27, and I checked my email, and sure enough, there was a message from our corporate company, and they were like, basically that we are being laid off. And they did explain further that this was temporary, and that it obviously because of the coronavirus, they had to take these measures. They couldn't keep us, you know, they can't keep paying us during this time because they don't know how long it's gonna be. And they did say it was temporary, so depending on when the situation's over, we could get our jobs back. So that was kind of the only lighthearted part about the message. And also that they would pay us by law, of course, for the last week, or for the scheduled week that we were supposed to work. So that was kind of good news. And then they did mention that they were going to file on their behalf for us, on our behalf. They were gonna file for unemployment for us. So that was also something else that was in the message as well. And then of course we had the message with our boss, the call-in meeting, and we were all just kind of shocked. But again, I did have that slight feeling where I was kind of expecting it anyways. So I did somehow prepare myself for that if that were the news, you know? So all that goes to say, it's been Friday. So that happened on Friday, the 20th, and today is the 24th. So just a little timeline. So it's been a few days where I've just been home, and I've been home obviously the week of when I heard the news last week, obviously, because, you know, I do work with the school system, and we've been out of school for a week. I work in the after school department with my company. So let's get to the positive, because again, I don't want this to be like stressful and depressing, and I am trying to, like, you know, smile more and be happy and kind of think of, you know, how grateful I am for the things that I do have and the people that I do have in my life right now that are so supportive. And that is such a huge key thing. So I guess you can say tip number 1 is surround yourself with people you love. And obviously, don't yell at me in the comments. Social distancing is so important. I highly encourage you guys staying away from people. But what I mean by that, by surrounding yourself, is calling, emailing, texting, FaceTiming the people that you love. And obviously, if you live with somebody, like I live with my husband, so he has been my rock, obviously, through all of this, and he is so encouraging, so kind, so sweet, and I love him so much. And I thank God for him, putting him in my life every day, because without him, the situation would have definitely been harder. But again, I call my mom every day. Her and I talk, and my sister and I talk. So again, just surrounding yourself with family, talking to them every day, that kind of stuff. And obviously, if somebody is sick or may have been around or exposed to anybody who was sick, then obviously stay away from those people, even if they are your family. Just separate yourself from them, but still do talk to them on the phone, text, call, email, all of those things. And try to just stay at home, which is what my husband and I have been doing. And fortunately, he is still working, and he doesn't have a job where he has to necessarily like shake hands with people, you know, often. So he's an auto paint technician, so he you know, he paints cars and stuff, so he's not necessarily in full contact with people. So I do feel a little hesitant with him going to work, but he has reassured me that he's taking safety precautions. Obviously, in a paint shop, they do wear breathing mask and respiratory mask and things like that, which does make me feel safer. But obviously, when dealing with customers, I do get a little hesitant and worried sometimes, and he does wear gloves. So, and he also wears a paint suit. So, you know, with that said, I think he's okay. But obviously, would I like him home with me? Absolutely. Would I like him to be safe and not exposed in a sense? Absolutely. So it's just a tough situation. I am blessed that he has his job and, you know, that we still have a roof over our head, that he's able to provide for us. So, and of course, God is, you know, providing for us. So we have food, we have a roof over our head, we have we're just so many things that we need to be, that we're blessed with, and that we need to be grateful for and thankful for. And I am grateful and thankful for those things. So that is definitely something that I absolutely am grateful for. Tip number 2, make yourself busy. This is one where I feel like a lot of people will start slipping into that depressive state because you are home. You necessarily right now, our community and our entire world is probably not the best time to start applying for jobs, although I highly encourage it for jobs that are still open and that you're not going to be in contact with people. I highly recommend obviously applying for a job like that is available. But if you're going to be home and you know that that's not a possibility for you at the moment, then that is where you can slip into that depressive state. So try to keep yourself busy. Find TV shows that you love. I've been getting into a couple shows. I've been watching this show called Love Island, which is really, really good. It's a show based in the UK, and they also have a season in Australia. So just really, really interesting show. It's kind of like a dating show, that kind of, you know, show. I love stuff like that. It's just fun and entertaining to watch. So that's just an idea for some of you guys. And that is on Hulu. Yes, Hulu. So I don't think they have it on Netflix. I think it's just Hulu. So you can check that out if you have Hulu. That's a good show to get into. Another thing I've been doing a lot, crossword puzzles. These are also a great idea. They do keep you busy. You can find them at the dollar store. If you do happen to go out, please wear a mask and gloves and just take extra precaution. I think a lot of people are not taking this as serious as they should be taking it. And so just please be mindful that even though you don't think you might be sick, you could still expose yourself to it, or you could be sick and not know and expose it to somebody else. So just take extra care and precaution when you are going out, and just be really safe. So again, along with the lines of keeping you busy, so TV shows, games, puzzles, things like that are going to keep you busy. Try to stay away from watching the news every single minute of the day or clicking on something on your phone. I am the biggest hypocrite when I say that, because I do that a lot, but because I notice it and because I know how it makes me feel, I try to stay away from doing it as much as I was in the beginning. And so I do check, obviously, the news, because you still want to know what's going on every once in a while. And I'll go on my Yahoo News and check every once in a while and see what's going on. But try to do that as least as possible, because it can, again, put you into that stressful, depressive state, and you can get that anxiety. So that is one thing that I highly recommend, to try to do it less. Don't constantly do it all day, because I remember, I'm going to be honest with you guys, again, this is 100% a raw video. I was on my phone at least every 20 or 30 minutes to an hour, just checking what's going on in where I live, you know, and it's just, trust me, it can get you into that negative place. So just try to be positive Again, spend as much time as you can if you're home with your kids or your husband or just anybody that you're around, that you live with. Just try to spend as much time as you can. Okay, tip number 3 or 4? I don't know. You guys keep up. Maybe I'll insert like a little thing that says tip number 1 or something if I remember, but anyways, this next tip is also a really good one and probably one that I have been like using the most. Get things done around your home, okay? This is another tip that I highly recommend. Getting things organized that you haven't really thought about, cleaning things that you haven't gotten into, cleaning that junk drawer that you've wanted to get into, cleaning out your fridge, cleaning out your pantry. I do have a cleaning out my pantry video, cabinet style pantry if you live in an apartment. And if you guys are interested, you guys can go check out that video on my channel. And yeah, that was really fun for me. It was very therapeutic and I enjoyed it. So if you like videos like that, then head over and check that out. But yeah, just organizing things, cleaning things you haven't cleaned out. Just do like a spring cleaning sort of situation. And yeah, stuff like that. Cleaning is also not only are you getting a little bit of exercise, but you are also, it's also therapeutic to me. Just like when you clean and you have that feeling like, oh, the place is clean and fresh, it makes you feel good. And obviously I'm sure the people that you live with will be appreciative of that as well. So that's just something else you can do. Another thing you can do, which I kind of briefly mentioned, was applying for jobs. So you can look and see what's available, those online jobs that you can maybe get into, or a low maintenance job that doesn't require you being in contact with people as much, which is very hard to find, but there are some out there. I know Amazon's hiring. I don't know how that works, but I feel like they're not completely in full contact with people, depending on what they're doing, like drivers and things like that. So yeah, but that's just another tip. Something else. What else have I been doing? Oh, if you're a woman, another thing you can do, doing your makeup. I know for me, it is so therapeutic when I do my makeup. And if you have all this free time, try out different makeup looks, things you've never done before, things you'd never go for, lip colors you'd never wear, eyeshadow you'd never do, which I don't know if you guys noticed, but I never do eyeshadows in my video. My makeup is very basic and simple. Like I literally have foundation, bronzer, fix my eyebrows, mascara, and lips, and I think that's it, and a little bit of concealer, but I have very dark circles, so not that it really helps that much, but this is something that I could work on, you know, trying out different makeup looks and doing something extra and something fun that I've never done, you know. So I think that'll be fun to play with and experiment with as well while I have this time. Also, another thing, meditating and working on yourself in a positive way, in a positive mindset, getting your mind clear. So any kind of meditation that of your choice, whether that's yoga, whether that's just sitting there and just closing your eyes and taking deep breaths and just being positive, you know, using that positive energy. Praying is a big thing and something that I need to be doing more because I have a very close relationship with the Lord, but I feel like now is a great time to really just focus on Him and try to build that relationship even more. So if you are a Christian or you are a religious person, getting closer to the Lord, I feel like is such a huge thing that some people might be forgetting. And some people like myself, sometimes, you know, that's not my front runner thing that I'm thinking about, and that needs to be. So especially in a time like this, I feel like is a good opportunity to talk to God and pray and really just focus on Him during this time as well. Read your Bible, because obviously a lot of churches are closed, so now's a good time to do that. And if you're not a big like reading person, like I used to love reading books, but lately I don't know if it's just because I was so busy that I just stopped reading books. But if you are just not a big reader and you'd rather watch something, there is the Bible series on Amazon Prime. I don't know if it's on like other TV channels or whatever, but my husband and I have been really enjoying the Bible series. It is so good, you guys. Better than I expected, I'm not gonna lie. When I first saw that it was on there and my husband was telling me about it, I was like, eh. I was just kind of like taken back, like, it's not my thing to watch stuff like that, because I feel like sometimes it's not accurate to the Bible, or sometimes it's just, I don't know, sometimes I'm not really drawn to watching things like that. So I decided to give it a try because my husband told me about it and I fell in love with it, and it's so good, you guys. So that's another show that you guys can get into if you have Amazon Prime, or if you, I don't know, have access to watching that, then I think it's a really good show. Also, another show that's kind of sorry, I'm like randomly all over the place, but since I'm on the topic of this show, of shows, Naked and Afraid, and I know that's weird to mention after the Bible, but Naked and Afraid is not what you think it is. It's basically a survival show where these people, literally, they have nothing, like no clothes, no shoes. They're only allowed to pick one item to bring with them into the jungle, and they have to survive for, I can't remember if it's 2 weeks. They have different ones. There's like one for 21 days, I think, and then there's one for 40 days, which is Naked and Afraid XL. So, I don't know, you guys can research it and look more into it, but I love jungles and I love experiencing those kind of things outside and just nature and just things like that. So that's a show that I highly gravitated towards, and I believe you can find it on Hulu. The only downside is, I've already watched all of it, so it sucks. I don't have anything else to watch, but I just love those kind of survival jungle shows. So if you're like me and you like stuff like that, then you'll enjoy Naked and Afraid. So, all right, let me think. Is there anything else that I wanted to share with you guys? If I think of anything else, maybe I'll make another video, or maybe you guys aren't interested in that, but I just wanted to share my experience, and I wanted to encourage all of you guys to stay positive, stay beautiful, stay unique, stay you, through this hard time. Call the people that you love, talk to them as much as you can, pray for our community, for our world, for the elderly, for the sick, for the young. Everybody is being affected by this, whether or not they're sick. It is definitely an emotionally disturbing time for our entire world. And, you know, we just have to come together and battle this together in a positive way, of course. So, praying for you guys, and yeah, I hope that this was helpful in some way. I hope that it was positive and encouraging for somebody, even if it's one person. And if it was for you, then let me know, and that'll make me feel good as well. So yeah, if you guys like my channel, and if you guys like my personality or just like me or whatever, then feel free to hit that subscribe button. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.